Tomorrow is a 48 First Alert Weather Day, sponsored by Mr. Rooter Plumbing for all your emergency plumbing services.
And Liz, those dogs may need those thunder shirts over the next 24 hours. A lot of lightning coming with these storms. The hail threat and, of course, the tornado threat, damaging wind threat. We'll get into that in just a second. What a beautiful day today. A little windy out there. Wind advisory continues through tonight. 78 degrees, close to 80 elsewhere. Here's our first threat coming in after midnight tonight. We may see a tornado watch for the western counties, and it may include all of Mississippi. They're debating a new watch just off to the southwest near Jackson, Mississippi, for possible tornadoes later this evening. But again, this is that conditional threat we've been talking about. It's been ignored a little bit, I'll give you that much, because of the impressive nature of what may happen tomorrow afternoon with the setup. But you shouldn't sleep on this one. But again, go to sleep tonight, have your weather radio on, have a way to get weather warnings in the middle of the night. This looks more like a 2 o'clock to 5 a.m. time frame around here, and then we kind of shift the focus to probably the afternoon hours tomorrow. That's one change we've seen today. We're seeing this change. We'll have some morning showers and storms, and they'll quickly lift north, and then we have that noon to 10 o'clock time frame where we're going to see things blow up very quickly as that upper level energy swings in, and it's going to ramp up rapidly. Here's a look at this morning, tomorrow morning, I should say, overnight tonight. This area here we'll watch closely between 2 and 3 in the morning. Still signs that may flare up, but this is the Barron model, the BAMS model, and I want to show it to you because it shows a lot of different features here that we look at when we look at severe weather. Notice by 7 o'clock in the morning, we've kind of got an area established, this boundary just off to the northwest, but we're going to watch the potential for some supercell development near Smith Lake. It's going to be these storms that are out ahead of this main line, and even within the main line that starts to develop, we could see those embedded tornadoes, and they could be strong as well. But we'll be watching this area closely. And the reason we look at the data is because once, of course, it gives you an idea of when and where things are going to happen, but as we're going through this event tomorrow, we're going to recall what the model guidance was showing, and if we start to see development down here to Coleman County early in the morning, we know we need to watch that and probably provide some storm tracks for that well in advance. This is what I mean here by 11 a.m., how we see this big shift to the north. These arrows represent that southerly wind, and unfortunately, that's going to warm us up potentially to 80 degrees tomorrow, and that's just going to fuel more of these strong storms. What we are hoping for is that we'll see development down into the south or continued development here along the state line that'll keep us rain cooled. That is still a possibility. However, the other chance of the supercell storms is becoming more and more of a likelihood here that we're going to have to prepare for. Notice this area here. This is 2 o'clock. We've got numerous thunderstorms. About three or four of these storms here could be supercellular and move northeast at 55 to 65 miles per hour. And when we're watching these storms tomorrow, if the rotation gets very, very intense, these storms may turn to the right and start moving more to the east. So that'll something we're going to have to be aware of as well. Notice just what appears to be a cluster of supercell thunderstorms at 3 o'clock from Moulton, Decatur up through Athens and even into southern middle Tennessee, and some new development between Coleman and Birmingham, tracking northeast towards Huntsville over time and here over Morgan County too. I don't really want to be too specific when I'm giving you this information because it's model guidance. It serves as a guide to what we may see tomorrow as we go through the day. Notice I haven't mentioned much about Scottsboro, Fort Payne, or Albertville. I do think you may have a delayed storm onset here and may wait till later in the afternoon. Main line starts to come together around 5 o'clock. There's still a possibility of isolated storms out ahead of this main line, but these may have tornadoes with them as well as they track off to the east and northeast. That's 7 o'clock. We continue to see this threat all the way until we get to about 10 o'clock tomorrow night. Here's your 10-day forecast. Quiet weather, probably a lot of cleanup Sunday as well, and some of you may be without power for several hours, if not a few days, depending on how bad this gets. I'll be back with more at 6.